12 years in that division, and they're out.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to SEADOGS Can Fly. This is episode 26 and we're still in season 5, but we're right near the end of the year. We've already gained promotion, getting a record number of points, goals, wins, you name it, and today we're playing the EFL Trophy final against Arsenal's under-23s. They've got a very strong looking squad, we're going to look at that in just a second, but before we do, I'll get you caught up on a few games since we lost to Manchester United in the heartbreaking exit of the FA Cup. You may remember that match, we were 2-0 down, brought it back to 2-2, had a chance to grasp the winner and take us through to the next round, but United pipped us to it, scoring in the 92nd minute from Mason Greenwood. Since then, we beat Blackpool 5-1, including this goal from Angel Gomez. I'm going to play it in slow motion because this is goal of the season for me. It got goal of the month in League One, and wow, what a finish. Doncaster next, we beat them 4-1. Ryan Williams, Delauney, Salmon and Gale getting on the score sheet. Derby County were our next opponents and this was an absolute thriller. We opened the scoring, Gale dribbling through, passing to Warburton before Lukas headed home. That same combination we see left to right, Lukas on the end of it. Lukas started off the next move with Saltella the false 9, charging for one goal, finishing to the keeper's right. And then we managed to get a third goal. This came from the high press again. Saltella had a fantastic game setting up Barry. Derby unfortunately did come back. They got one goal before getting a second, but it wasn't enough. We were by far the better team, deserved the 3-2 victory and marched on into the next fixture. That was against Coventry and we won that one 3-1. Jarman scoring and Barry scoring another brace. He's got loads of goals this season. We'll have a look at exactly how many in just a second. I believe it's in the mid-20s though. We then played Portsmouth. That was a 3-3 draw. Salmon getting a couple of goals and again Saltella getting on the score sheet. As you can see, we do still have 5 games left to play in the league, but it's largely irrelevant. After 40 games, we're on 109 points, so that was wrapped up long ago. Ryan Williams had a really good season from the left wing, scoring 17 goals. We got Warburton on the assist with 15 at left back. Not quite sure he's going to cut the mustard next season, in all honesty, while Callum Holm, usually playing an advanced playmaker, managed the most amount of man of the match performances. To be fair, he doesn't even play every game. Usually Rob Gale gets the nod ahead of him. Lejeune, our goalkeeper's had 19 clean sheets, so only 2 shy of Plymouth's 4th. Right, let's jump into this Arsenal game, guys, and we're going to look at the rest of the team in just a second, do my end of season awards along with top goal scorer, best young player, most improved, all that sort of jazz. So we're going to go with Barry up top. Saltella's going to play in the false 9. He could always come off with Bowden coming on, who's actually performed really well in the last 4 games since the Manchester United defeat. Williams is going to get the nod on the left ahead of Gomez. I think Gomez will work better as an impact sub and I like Williams' aerial presence, while we're going to play Callum Holm on the left side because Salmon is injured, who would usually be playing box-to-box midfielder, which means Gale's going to come in there instead. It's the standard back 4, and if we have a quick look at Arsenal, they're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 with a tiki-taka style, probably a balanced mentality. Remember, I always say to you guys, check the team report before you start a game because it's so important to understand what the opposition are going to do. It could be the difference in the big matches. I've been doing a training schedule for big matches. I'll link it in the description so you can look at all the training schedules that I sometimes use. And like I say, we're using Concerto. I'm not going to go with the 3 at the back purely because they're playing such an attacking looking system. Should fall into our hands. This is Arsenal's under-23s, but they have some really good players. I'll show you them in just a second. Let's start with Crusher. He's got lots of pace in behind. Not the greatest finisher, but he's quite a good talent. Hudson is also very good, really good on the ball, determined, flair, and a quick player. Aziz is decent. Binch, I'd definitely take him in my team. He's a real technical player, works very hard, a good box-to-box midfielder, the type of guy we could do in our system, in all honesty. Koulibaly's not a bad defender. He's playing left-back, I'd say. He's probably more suited to centre-back, in all honesty, while the right-back is Salifu. Similar story there, probably more of a centre-back. So they've not got an awful lot happening down the wings. Quietly confident going to this game, in all honesty. I think we've got the better team, we're playing the better system, and I'm going to tell the lads to do it for the supporters. My usual approach for this type of game would probably have been to tell them there's no pressure. I like doing that for the big games. It tends to settle the team down, but I feel like that could backfire in this game because for me, even though we're not the favourite statistically, I think we are. Wardle with the ball, moves it forward to Williams. Williams, he's got Warburton on the overlap, but he doesn't use him. Comes to him and Barry almost gets an early lead. Wardle, the centre-back, plays to Hull, the advanced playmaker. Carries the ball forward with a lovely dink over the top to Barry, who misses the opportunity. That is why Hull gets so many man of the match performances. He does that time and again with that ball over the top, as well as his set pieces that come off very nicely, and he's got such great long shots. We've seen 3 or 4 goals from him this season alone, which was stunners from outside the area. Delauney, the centre-back, has kept up from the corner. Nice crossing, and Lacour can't stick the ball away. Well, this has been a brilliant start from Scarborough. We've absolutely bossed the game. If you have a look at the match stats, 16 shots, 6 on target, 3 clear-cut chances and 2 half chances. Arsenal have had 1 shot, created nothing all game. We've been better with possession as well. As Hull brings the ball forward, and there you go. That is how you do it. Callum Hull with his 9th goal of the season. And when you hit shots like that, you're almost guaranteed man of the match before you even get into half-time. We've got to see that again. How far out was that? Wow, what a strike. I mean, that's got to be all of, what, 35 yards, maybe even more? Great way to take the lead at Wembley. And to be honest, there's very few fans in the stadium, and they seem to be dressed in red, so I'm not sure if that would suggest it's Scarborough fans or Arsenal fans wearing the home kit. But Stephen Hudson has brought Arsenal back into the game. The Premier League club are back. 1-1. That's frustrating after we've defended so well. Hudson, after scoring the goal, went off injured, so he won't be out for the second half. To be honest, I'm disappointed with that. We've had loads of chances. We haven't even managed half of our shots on target. So 3 clear-cut, a couple of half chances. We should be doing much better than that. Let's get Williams off for Angel Gomez, or Angel Gomez. I'm not sure how you pronounce it in all honesty. Jabels can come on, and I'm going to have Bowden on as well. We're going with the 3 amigos up top that generally get us back into the game, and Lacour almost did just that. Well, with the clock ticking down, we've only got 15 minutes left, so regardless, I'm going to tell the lads to get creative. Even if we score from this, it may not be a bad thing to do, and we have. Matthew Wardle from a Callum Hull assist. I don't even know how many assists he's had for the season, to be honest, but he's definitely well into double figures now. Gale brings the ball forward, works the ball out wide to Lacour, but dispossessed, and I think we're getting a red card there. Yes, we are. Delauney is going off. That was a silly challenge. Right, what do we do? I have absolutely no substitutes left, so we're going to have to improvise, and I think I'm going to bring Gale back to there, if it'll let me do it. Gale's going to have to go into defence. Bowden is going to come back into the box-to-box midfielder role, and we're going to play 1 striker up top. See how we get on with that. The immediate free kick, we haven't managed to make the tactical change yet, I don't think. And I don't believe it. Sam Binch has scored from the edge of the area. What a stupid, stupid decision by Delauney, the centre-back. 2 minutes remaining. We're down to 3, and that's it. Right, boys. It's going to be a little bit of extra time, and then we're going to be going into penalties. Wardle, back to Lejeune. Lejeune, ball over the top. Nice pass from Gomez, that is what he brings to the team, and Jabels sticks the ball in the back of the net. That's 3-2, 17th goal of the season for Willem Jabels, and Angel Gomez made that goal for me. What a lovely little pass. Let's see that again. Over the top to Jabels. Brilliant goal. 3-2, we now just need to see the game out, or even possibly get another. Oh, I don't believe it. We've committed too many forward, and Aziz is in on goal. But what he's doing there, I do not know why you would do that. 2-on-2, shooting from that far out. I'd have been fuming if that was my player. Playing as we are, we've still got that chance to nick another goal on the counter, which is going to be more powerful than trying to hang on. Gordon to Bowden. Gordon again. Plays the ball to Hull. He's already scored one blinder. Has he got another one in his locker? Yes, he does. Callum Holm. What an absolute goal that is. Look at that. Dribbling through on goal into the top corner. Well, this game's all wrapped up, guys. 4-2, only minutes remaining. Really good result in the end. Bit disappointed Delauney got sent off. To be honest, that could be partially my fault. I didn't need to do the get creative shout at the end of the game. We had already just scored. And doing that fired up the players, which probably led to Delauney getting sent off. But all is well that ends well, and can this be a fairy tale finish to the cup final? We're 4-2 up, well into injury time. Holm for his hat-trick, and he dispatches. What a performance from Callum Holm. That's his 11th goal of the season. He's a hat-trick hero today. Definitely takes away the match ball, and like I said, this is why the kid keeps getting man of the match performances. That's our second EFL Trophy, and to be honest, I've lost count of the amount of honours we've actually won so far in this save. It's been fantastic. Holm with a 9.6 rating there. He got 3 goals and an assist. We only scored 5, so really without Callum Holm that result would not have happened. What a player he's been since coming from Leicester on a 60k deal. That is what you call a bargain buy. One thing I actually just noticed is we are the first team in the leasing.com trophies history to win it 2 years on the bounce. If you go back all the way to 1983, that was the start of the trophy. No one has ever won it 2 years on the bounce. Brilliant. Set a new record. Right guys, let's do the season awards quickly before we wrap this episode up. We'll begin with the golden boot for the season. That goes to Louis Barry. Ryan Williams was close behind with 21. Jabel's on 17. The rest, Delauney, centre-back, was on 11. Lukas, who's been a legend for the last 3 seasons, also hit 11, as well as Callum Holm from the advanced playmaker role. And actually, while we're on that, we'll give Holm player of the season. He's not played every game. He's come off the bench quite often, and Gale's been preferred because I'm trying to develop him, but the 23-year-old has been our best player when we've used him. He's scored in the big matches, as you just saw there, with 11 goals and 12 assists. He has been probably the outstanding player. As the most improved, that goes to Saltella, the Norwegian. He's now 19 years old and is finally on a full-time contract. Since doing so, look at the last 12 months of development. Look at that for improvement. Gone up in almost every facet of his game. His decisions, determination and off the ball have really shot up, as well as his finishing, but his physicals as well. That was a really big part of the game we wanted to develop. Look at all those upwards arrows. As for young player of the season, I think it's going to go to Lukas Delauney, despite his terrible record with red cards. He's actually digressed slightly, but with a 7.51 average rating and 11 goals in his first season at the club, you can't argue with his ability. And then my own personal award for my favourite player of the season goes to David Salmon. He's a little bit from left field. He usually plays deep line playmaker as his best role, but we've been using him as a box-to-box midfielder. He has come up with some amazing goals. He scored 9, got 8 assists. He's the sort of player where actually he's playing above his level really, and his potential will be maxed out very soon. But one player who I overlook every single season and every single year I say is not good enough is Jonathan Warburton, the left back. He is my surprise player of the year in League One. 20 assists from 34 games. You can't overstate how important that has been. And yes, a lot have come from set pieces and throw-ins, I get that. But look where this kid came from. Cardiff Met University on a free transfer, the class of 2020. We'll look at some of the others in a little bit. He came halfway through the season, had an instant impact, and look at his performances since then. He's played in the National League North, National League, League 2 and now League 1. 23 performances or more every single season, and every season 13 assists or more. He even got 18 in the National League and 14 in League 2. Look at those average ratings. He has been an absolute stalwart for the club, and while his determination has held him back and his lack of ambition, he's still an amazing player and one that is going to go down in the Legends book. Right guys, I'm going to really quickly flick through everyone in the class of 2020 so you can see all of their profiles. You've seen Warburton. Here we've got Lukas. He's digressing slightly, so to be honest, next season he may well not be here. I've got a massive transfer I want to show you guys, but that's going to wait till the next episode. Someone we brought in for a decent fee, but I think he's an absolute bargain. Gary Bowden was on trial at the time of 2020 and joined the year after, but we're going to class him into the class of 2020. He's now 19 years old, still got potential, and despite being injury prone, we've managed to get some game time out of the kid. Ryan Williams is massive player. He can play advanced forward or he can play on the left wing. That's where we're using him now. He's not quite developed into the role, but he's still got 21 goals because of his aerial presence coming in off the wing. So I'll tell us another from the class of 2020. We've just looked at him, but we're going to look again. 19 years old. I think he's got loads of potential here. His balanced personality may be holding him back very slightly, but I'm hoping that he's going to keep developing in the same vein. Then Rob Gale. He's now probably my hottest prospect, I would say. 15 for technique, and if you have a look at his overall progress, he's actually come along really nicely in the last 12 months. Then you've got Steve Mitchell. He's never really made the grade here, but he's got great physicals, really good all-round mental game, so he is used as our utility man. He's started 10 games, come off the bench for 4, and he's got a decent average rating. He's starting to max out his potential now at League One level. I don't think he can really play beyond that. Yaffa, centre-back, another one from the class of 2020. Again, I think he's almost reached his top level, but he may be used in rotation in the next division. Once we get to the Premier League, I'm probably going to have to look at moving players like that on. That's about it, I think, other than maybe Wardle. Was Wardle part of the class of 2020? Yes, he was, only just. He played 2 games. But he has been key for us at centre-back. Stalwart of the team. He's now about up to his potential, I would say, maybe a tiny bit more in the tank, and I'm quite happy with his overall development. I think he'll still play really well in the Championship, and he's still got a big role to play with the team. Right guys, that rounds the episode off. Next time we've got transfers to look at as well as the start of the Championship season. We're so close now to the Premier League, I cannot wait. I hope you're going to join me then. The next episode will be out in only a couple of days time, so keep your eyes open on Twitter, and I'll leave links to the tactic at the end of this video as well as the training which I mentioned to you as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe, click the bell button to get notified of new episodes as and when they go live. And if you enjoyed this episode, please do give us a thumbs up. It does help the channel. See you later, guys.